Hi everybody and welcome to your March reading. Today we're going to do random sign readings. We'll see who is first. Pisces. Okay, welcome Pisces. So this will be in sidereal astrology. You'll have a new moon coming up March 21st. That's right after the vernal equinox on the 20th. And we also have the full moon to start off the month on March 7th. And that'll be in Leo in sidereal astrology. So lots of big things happening towards the end of the month as we shift into a new season. The 20th and then the 21st being the new moon. And then we have a special date coming up, March 22nd. So it'll be a palindrome, 322223, if you look at the date. So I'll be really curious to see what special things happen that day. Okay. Start off with our general message for Pisces. Be sure to check out your moon and your rising sign for a more complete view of the month. Okay. There, I'll put you in front of my fish statue. Okay. And this one. All right. Perfect. Let's take a look under the deck. All right, the Chariot. Cancer. This is moving on. Moving up in the world. Okay, so there's definitely some ascension, some leveling up in some area of your life. We'll find out maybe more about what area that is. Could be emotional as Cancer rules water. It's your sister sign. If you have placements in Cancer, you might have significant changes happening in that house for you this month. And we have the Nine of Swords to start things off. So this is some kind of fear, anxiety, sleepless nights, worry. See what kind of things you're coming out of. This is also the Palace of Cups, so the realm of water. Your fears, your emotions, things are being stirred up this month, hopefully in preparation of getting them flushed out. When I see the wave, you know, the charioteer riding the wave here of their emotions, this could be you just riding it out. A purging process that might have to be happening. I mean, a lot of people discuss spring cleaning, so it could be wrapping up this season of winter as we're moving into spring in the northern hemisphere, that you're getting ready to purge out and release all of these things that you maybe have accumulated over the past year or so. And you had a recent birthday, or you're having a birthday this month, Pisces, so happy birthday. It's time to start something new. You have a new solar trip around the sun, right? So be prepared to lighten your load in order to usher in a new year for yourself. And the Queen of Cups. Okay, this entire reading is water other than the Nine of Swords. But even the color scheme is the same. It has that dark blue essence. The full moon is in the background. And that is the ruling body of Cancer, but also the moon Pisces, or the moon card in tarot is ruled by Pisces. So we have this Queen of Cups. She is intuitive, she's healing, nurturing, sympathetic, empathetic. This could be you, or this could be somebody that you are conversing with, coming together with. It could be, again, this Cancer person. They're very nurturing, motherly kind of figures. Could be your own mother, because Cancer rules the fourth house of home and family. But a strong, feminine, empathetic presence. And even though I said this looks like a Cancer, she does have your emblem of Pisces around her neck. So again, this could be you taking the lead here, carrying this cup, getting ready to pour it out away from her being, her property. It's taking it and transporting it somewhere else. These pent-up emotions that are getting ready to be released. Okay, and then we have the Five of Coins. So these are two pretty harsh cards. We have the Nine of Swords and the Five of Coins. I get a strong sense of not feeling good enough. There's some lack of confidence going on. Maybe that's what you're ushering out of your life, though. Or somebody told you weren't good enough, or told you couldn't do something. So if you've adopted that position, you know, and that kind of threw a wrench in your plans, and now you're suddenly starting to doubt yourself in the Nine of Swords, like, why? Well, maybe I can't do this. Maybe I'm not able to. So let's see how the Queen of Cups handles this. Hanged Man. So Neptune is your ruler, and this is again diving into the subconscious as he's doing. So this is number 12. You are the 12th house, exploring the depths of your subconscious mind. There's a lot of deep introspective work happening right around your birthday this year. Maybe you're reflecting on all the past years and maybe what you haven't done up until this point, feeling stuck or held back, trying to examine why that is and what it is you need to release. As I was feeling in the beginning of the reading, something needs to be flushed out, whereas the Hangman is holding on desperately to something, to a certain circumstance, because the next card is death, and it's like delaying this death, delaying this transformation. And maybe that's what's just holding you back, is the fear of the unknown. If you've become accustomed to things not working out in your life, and this is asking you to change gears in order to see things differently as possible instead of impossible, and that's a difficult task. So it may take some time and energy to sit with that and figure out why that is. Okay, let's see if we can get some clarifiers for you. So don't be afraid to step into the next phase of your life. You know, the Chariot, as I've mentioned, he's riding the wave. You can fight the waves, but the ocean is powerful. You know, it's gonna grab you with an undertow and take you for a ride, unless you get out your surfboard and navigate those waters yourself. So this is encouraging you to not be passive in the Hanged Man, not holding on to old patterns or beliefs about yourself. This is telling you to get out your surfboard, paddle out into the rough waves, and take it for a ride instead of being taken for a ride. So there's a lot of, it's that phrase, grabbing the brass ring, as they say, taking something by the hand. As she's carrying this cup here, is taking control. She's the queen. She's not inexperienced in this realm. You probably more than anyone are used to dealing with these emotions. This is your element. This is what you're made of. So it's up to you how you're going to direct your will in this situation. You can't avoid the inevitable of the change that's coming, so you may as well get on top of it. Underneath the deck, we have divine justice. Okay. So karmic or divine justice, things being brought back into balance. Possibly internally, like I said, I feel like the skewing of the mind with the Nine of Swords there. Somebody or some external circumstance may have pulled you out of your center. And this is you realigning and coming back into an understanding of what emotions are yours, what emotions are theirs, and what you can truly control, take control of, but that which you can't, you need to release. Okay. So, Nine of Orbs again, Nine of Swords. 2 nines. So that's the last step before the end of a cycle, before we reset at 10, right? It's the highest single digit number. Some of you might be a life path number 9, the spiritual completion number. So it's almost over. I mean, whatever you're coming up against, if it's a difficult situation, you're at the very end. You're, like I said, at the tipping point here with the Hanged Man. The next step is death, change, transformation, and release. So I feel like you're coming up on this release. Next to that, we have the Ten of Flames. Didn't I say 9 comes right before 10? This isn't a burden. This is a burden. This is, again, this is divine justice, but I was reading it as karmic justice. I mean, some of you are finishing up paying off a karmic debt. Maybe not even from this life, from past lifetimes, your family, your ancestors. Something is being lifted off of you as a burden anymore, and that's what's finally going to allow you to move forward. Whereas your energy may have been stuck here in the past of inadequacy or feeling suppressed in some way. And we have the Two of Orbs, the Two of Swords. So that's maybe feeling, again, uncertain. Usually she's blindfolded. She has two choices to make, two directions, and she can only do one. So this could be weighing your options, your pros and cons. It has a very similar, it's the moon in Libra is the position of the card. And here we have Libra represented in justice. So this could involve a partner, a job, a home, with Cancer being under the deck, where to plant your roots in the future. And finally, we have the Four of Flames. Okay, wow. So it is the fourth house of home and family. This is Venus and Aries. This is visualizing what you want and making it happen. So this is the best possible card to end on, right? We only had one other fire card here, the Ten of Flames, the ending. But this is a foundation, establishing a homestead. It looks like, and with the Cancer being the first card out, representing the fourth house of home. So there's going to either be a change in your home, a change in your location. Maybe that's what's causing you a lot of anxiety, this fear of letting go, this fear of leaving somebody behind. Maybe some of you are leaving your mother's home for the first time, or the mother of your children. There's something more, though, that you're being called to do. And, you know, with this being the position of Aries, we will have the sun moving into Aries shortly in April. It's your sister, you know, neighbor sign. It's definitely a new beginning. Okay. And take a look at the astrology card. Speaking of timing, speaking of energy for this relocation. The Chariot represents transportation too. It could be a card, a vehicle, movement, some kind of... there's a lot of... I think you're afraid of who or what you're leaving behind. Destined to release, the South Node. So it's not meant to last. Whatever it is, you already know this, though. And the Nine of Swords showing up twice, that's the mind. You already know that something is meant to be released. And if you're struggling with that, this is telling you the outcome, the Four of Wands. There's something much better for you on the horizon. There's a better location, somewhere more supportive of your energy. We have the sextile, a combination of tension and flow, potential, and a rewarding situation. Something more rewarding, right? But it requires some kind of struggle to get to that reward. Okay. House 2, physical security, possessions, material value, and self-worth. I did mention in the beginning when this Five of Coins came up, not feeling good enough. Maybe you don't feel like you deserve a better living situation, home or partnership, or even physical wealth. I mean, the Five of Coins is typically a card of material lack. Some of you are feeling held back from receiving any kind of financial assistance. This is obviously encouraging you to release those thoughts, those feelings of inadequacy, like you don't deserve that kind of material success. And there's Taurus, the second house again, trust, patience, and sensuality. Perhaps, like I said, or some of you are worried about leaving this physical security behind because you don't know what life is going to be like without it. But again, I get this immense feeling of being caught before you hit the ground, before you fall. There is physical security here. In Aquarius, originality, philanthropy, and progressive imaginings. Well, yeah, Aquarius is ruled by Uranus. He's the planet of the unknown, unexpected change. I mentioned going with the flow earlier, but with the air signs showing up again as Aquarius, we have the Nine of Swords, the mind. All begins in the mind. So it matters about how you orient your thoughts. You know, are you going to be focusing on the past, what you've known, what's comfortable, or are you ready to release that? Are you ready to change your mind, change your perspective, take off the blindfold, and start seeing the world differently? Start seeing it as a place of potential rather than a place of punishment or burden or fear. That's destined to be released. You're ready to put down the burden, I feel like. It's like you're coming up against a dead end, like a brick wall. All right, so underneath this, we have Chiron, hurt and heal, the wounded healer. Maybe you're exceptionally, like I said, good at healing other people's emotional wounds or tending to their emotional needs, but in the process, neglecting your own. So this is saying it's time to address that. It's time to take care of you, Pisces. Okay, let me get an archetype card for you for the month, of March. Apocalypsis. This has to do with change. Number 74. And real quickly, I looked under the deck and we have the healer. So, and then we have Chiron under this deck, hurt and heal. Okay, so there's something that needs to be mended in the mind or the heart. All right, the title of this card is Removing the Veil of Deception. What did I say about the blindfold? Some kind of denial there. Or not seeing the whole picture, the big picture. Apocalypsis indicates a particularly painful time, one that unfolds when two disparate dynamics occur simultaneously, pulling the psyche in seemingly opposite directions. Like I mentioned here with the Two of Swords. The first is a lifting of the veil. This means truths that have been kept in the dark are revealed, seen, and unearthed. No matter how relieving it is to witness them come into the light, an element of despair and grief follows. That's probably the Nine of Swords that came up twice. So maybe something, again, the veil's been lifted on something. It changes your whole perspective or understanding of a situation, a relationship, or a dynamic. And now it's like, it's shocking at first, and then it changes your entire view of it. So no matter how relieving it is to witness them come to light, an element of despair and grief follows. The second dynamic is the regeneration that comes from the wreckage of the revealed truth. The old narrative breaks and a new story forms. Apocalypsis energy is similar to a forest fire's devastation for the sake of regeneration. The veil lifts and we see who and what has been hiding. From the nakedness of the truth, a child is born. Have faith in the process. Hold on to your center. That is the only way. I did mention somebody feeling like somebody knocked you off your center. Maybe that was the revealing that happened, and it kind of took you by surprise. But when we have the Four of Wands here showing up, establishing a new foundation, squares are four-sided for a reason. Foundations are built, this strong fortress, Taurus, the second house, physical security. Something, a stronger foundation is going to take its place. Because, I mean, that really, if anything was built on anything less than truth, then it's not going to survive. The truth will always come to the surface. All kinds of things will be revealed during a time of apocalypsis, from big global lies to little white ones that lace the bedroom sheets. Brace yourself for the horse of truth to storm your every field. And we started with the Chariot, so the horse is pulling the truth behind it, right? This card has a strong relationship to Aletheia. If both cards appear in your reading, you've got some real uncovering to do. Take heed. So Aletheia means truth. But that card, we didn't pull that as well. So, all right. Let's find out what your animal medicine is for this month, what we need to accompany us on this journey of change. So I don't ever like, bringing shocking or difficult news to people, but in this light, I think it's better to be prepared, or to, if you've had a feeling in your stomach that something is off, that, it's not aligned with you, then it's better to get that splinter out of your skin, right? So your skin can heal. You have the deer underneath, number 4. And we had the 4 of flames, right? 4s are doorways. In Hebrew, dalet means door. So let's take a look. I might end up reading about that, but let's see what your drawn card is. The fox. All right, well, foxes are cunning. They're clever. They use their mind to get out of a situation. Like here in the swords cards, is that of the mind. But also I get this trickster feeling from the fox, like somebody who has been deceiving you, who had put on your blindfold, or even you deceiving yourself about beliefs about yourself or someone else. So I've read this card before for other readings, so I know this is pretty much what the chapter encapsulates. So I'm actually am going to read about the deer because this number 4 is standing out to me. There's a more pressing message there. I'm sure you could look up the fox if you wanted to read about it online. Okay, so the title of the card is Gentleness. Dear, so gentle you are, loving and loving you are, the flower of kindness and embrace from afar. One day Fawn heard Great Spirit calling to her from the top of Sacred Mountain. Fawn immediately started up the trail. She didn't know that a horrible demon guarded the way to Great Spirit's lodge. The demon was trying to keep all the beings of creation from connecting with Great Spirit. He wanted all of Great Spirit's creatures to feel that Great Spirit didn't want to be disturbed. This would make the demon feel powerful and capable of causing them to fear him. We had fear show up early in this reading too, twice. Fawn was not at all frightened when she came upon the demon. This was curious, as the demon was the archetype of an ugly monster that all the ugly monsters that have ever been. The demon breathed fire and smoke and made disgusting sounds to frighten Fawn. Any normal creature would have fled or died on the spot from fright. Fawn, however, said gently to the demon, "Please let me pass. I'm on the way to see Great Spirit." Fawn's eyes were filled with love and compassion for this oversized bully of a demon. The demon was astounded by Fawn's lack of fear. No matter how he tried, he could not frighten Fawn because her love had penetrated his hardened, ugly heart. Much to the demon's dismay, his rock-hard heart began to melt and his body shrank to the size of a walnut. Fawn's persistent love and gentleness had caused the meltdown of the demon. Due to this gentleness and caring that Fawn embodied, the pathway is now clear for all of Great Spirit's children to reach Sacred Mountain without having to feel the demon's fear blocking their way. Deer teaches us to use the power of gentleness to touch the hearts and minds of wounded beings who are trying to keep us from Sacred Mountain. Like the dappling of Fawn's coat, both the light and the dark may be loved to create gentleness and safety for those who are seeking peace. If Deer has gently nudged its way into your cards today, you are being asked to find the gentleness of spirit that heals all wounds. We had the Chiron show up, remember? Hurt and heal. Stop pushing so hard to get others to change and love them as they are. Apply gentleness to your present situation and become like the summer breeze, warm and caring. This is your tool for solving the present dilemma you are facing. If you use it, you will connect with Sacred Mountain, your centering place of serenity, and Great Spirit will guide you. Okay, so again, emphasizing connecting and grounding to Sacred Mountain, that earth element. Finding your footing. I think of a baby deer, they start to walk right after they're born, but it's unsteady at first, but eventually they find their footing. And it mentioned loving the light and the dark, the white spots on its back. It reminds me of the yin and the yang. One cannot exist without the other. So you can always find light in every situation. There's a hopeful new beginning for you, regardless of the trauma that you may have recently experienced. But there's always a silver lining. Okay, so go forth without this fear. Love can heal all. It really does. So maybe depending on who this individual was, or if it was an individual who offended or hurt you, then this could be an opportunity for you to heal that relationship with love and forgiveness. Again, we had the healer underneath here, under this deck as well. So there's a great potential for change, because I do feel, yes, the next step is coming after the Hanged Man. The Death card is coming. So take advantage, again, riding the wave. Take advantage of these energies and apply them with love. And you'll see great change and a great, stable, and warm outcome for you in the future. Okay, let me finish up with some angel messages. For Pisces. All right, we have beauty. Yeah, there's beauty in every situation, every circumstance. Spontaneity. All right, so staying open to offers or being more spontaneous and not maybe just even a pattern interruption to your day can change your whole outlook. It can change your whole trajectory. Doing something completely unexpected can change your mood. Like, what's the word? Acting the emotional opposite. So if you're sad, just start laughing, or, doing something completely different and opposite of your current emotion. It can change your whole vibration. And finally, we have balance. All right. Well, that's what I said. Find your center, with the Libra card showing up, with the sign of Libra showing up twice. Balance will be restored. So I mentioned karmic debt or end of a karmic cycle. The debt, once the debt is paid, the scales are reset. It's even. So balance will be restored with love, I feel. Okay, Pisces, I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you'd like to check out your moon and rising sign for a more complete view, please do so. And thank you again for your support, and we'll see you next month. Take care. Bye.